Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Hope you're all fit and well. Well, the heavens opened here yesterday, and they still open this morning. Autumn is upon us, people, so I've opted for the long sleeves today. Hope you can see that in all its splendour. I've also resisting the temptation at the moment to fire up the central heating. Somebody just popped into the chat, and it's Jim Turner. Morning, Jim. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Hope you're fit and well today, my friend. Judging by some of the photographs on our WhatsApp group today, including one from Jim himself, it appears that the rain is as widespread as it is heavy. So, people, please take care while you're out there. It's a bit grotty at the moment. Now, I've had a very productive day yesterday. Not only did I write a new column for Monday morning, I also wrote an edition piece for today. To cut a long story short, on the 4th of October, the great and the good of the UK demolition industry gathered in London to deliver what was billed as a planning masterclass. Just a few hours later, also in London, just up the road, an award-winning architect delivered a lecture in which he proposed that all talk of demolition be removed from the very planning vocabulary due to embodied carbon concerns. Now, obviously, I come down on the side of demolition, but increasingly it feels like the weight of academic, political, and public opinion is really stacked against the demolition sector. If you'd like to read my take on all of that, you can do so right now over on our Demolition Insider website, and I'll save you the job. I will actually show you where to find that. Just follow the link in the chat. And we're also going to say a very quick good morning to Chris Ford, who has just joined us. Good morning, everyone. Good weather for ducks. Damn right it is. There was a very sorry-looking squirrel in my back garden this morning. Glenn Johnson's with us as well. And Gary Muirhead, our resident quizmaster and Steel Wrist super fan, says, good morning, Mark. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday, everyone. Yeah, happy Friday indeed. This is our final show of the week, which also means it's our final giveaway of the week. Up for grabs today is, I think this might be the last actually, of our Kent Demolition giveaways. As you can see, there's a mug there, there's a pen, there's key rings in there, there's some breath mints to make you smell all minty fresh and stuff. So if you'd like to win that, you can do what you need to do. The goodies are provided obviously from our good friend Dave Paget and his team. To win with a chance of winning, all you need to do, when I can find the right button, is do what it says along the bottom of the screen there. Type the word Kent into the chat. Really is as simple as that. And we will pick a winner at the end of the day at random. We've got a randomizer that does that very job for us. So, yeah, just type the word Kent into the chat, and we'll get back to that at the end of the show. Now, you can, of course, have your say on today's show in the usual way. Just type any comments, questions, or hopes, fears, aspirations, and concerns into the chat. But you can also leave us a voicemail message that we may or may not use on the show. To leave us a voicemail message, just use the link I'm about to post over in the chat, which looks like that. There you are. Leave us an audio message. It comes through to me as an MP3, and if it's appropriate or entertaining or informative or enlightening or any of those things, we may use it on the show. So if you've got anything you'd like to add, even suggestions for the show itself, more than happy to take those. Now, without further ado, it is time to roll the intro, post the question of the day, and get this show very much on the road. So here we go. For some reason, we've reverted to yesterday's question of the day, which is not correct at all. Ignore that one. Oh, you can answer it if you like, but ignore that one. There's another one coming in just a second. No idea what's happened there. It was absolutely fine when I left it earlier on. Now, it is Friday the 13th of October, Friday the 13th. But don't be afraid. We've got you covered. Welcome to the safe haven that is the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, we're heading for green pastures with the mighty Sennebogen. We're getting heavy with Liebherr mining trucks. We're all at sea on a coastal defence project. And Komatsu offers 8 Count them, 8 great tips to get the best from your hydraulic breaker. Plus, we're going to be playing out with a cheeky little clip to send you into the weekend with a smile on your face, hopefully. But first, let us peer back through the mist of time to see what was happening on this very day in history. On this day in 54 AD, Nero succeeded Claudius as Roman Emperor. I wonder if he took his violin with him. Maybe, may have done. In 1860, the first ever aerial photo was taken. It was done from a balloon in Boston. In 1966, the Jimi Hendrix Experience played its first ever live concert, and that was in Normandy in France. In 1996, Damon Hill won the season-ending Formula One race in Suzuka in Japan to claim the Drivers' Championships, emulating his father, who'd won the title both in 62 and 1968. In 2016, Bob Dylan was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. I don't suppose he smiled at all. And in 2021, actor William Shatner became the oldest person to reach space, traveling aboard the Blue Origin rocket on a 10-minute flight. He was 90 years old. He truly did go where no man had gone before. At least no man of his age, anyway. Now, before we get into the real meat of the show, let me show you the proper question of the day. Yeah, seems very timely, this one. And it comes, as usual, from our resident quizmaster, Mr. Gary Muirhead. The question of the day today is simply this. What is your favourite thing to do on a Friday night? Now, I have several. I like to get a takeaway of some kind, maybe watch a movie on TV, but my absolute 100% favourite thing to do on a Friday night is getting hold of my phone and turning off the alarm. In absolute truth, I still wake up at the same time. Makes no difference, but there's just something very, very comforting about turning off the alarm. But what about you? Let us have your thoughts in the chat. We'll come back to that at the end of the show, along with details of who has won today's prize, which looks like that. We'll come back to that in just a second. Okay, so a bit of background. A week or two ago, I was faced with a dilemma. Should I go to Germany to see Sennebogen, or should I go to Italy to see Despe? The two trips clashed, and I had to make a choice, and ultimately I went to Italy. I have no regrets, but the Sennebogen trip still looked bloody good.
We show 71.
We are family.
Let's move. Big things.
We 71, that is the celebration of 71 years of Sennebogen, 71 years of family company.
And we are very proud that so many people from all over the world were coming to Straubing to visit us.
And we have the ability to show them everything we have here. Very warm welcome to everyone here. I'll be your guide today.
My name is Sarah. Let's have a good day at Sennebogen.
Here in Straubing in the plant in Sand, which is the main production for all the cranes, all the crawler cranes, the telescopic cranes. Welcome inside the factory. Like you hear, it's pretty loud. Normally you have to register it and you have to come down, but at this event it's possible for everyone to just spontaneously book a tour.
Customers is the key factor of the success. Who do not understand that is wrong in the business. We like to communicate
because the feedback from the customer is the only valuable opinion we have from outside of the field.
Welcome to Wackersdorf, to the factory.
We are in Sennebogen are very proud to show our production facilities. Here in Wackersdorf, we produce our green line machines for all the customers. It's very important to see where the magic happens.
All people in this business, when they see green machine, they trust it 100%.
In Bangladesh, Bangladesh national flag also green is matched together.
Very impressive, very interesting. We love to be here.
Welcome to Steinach.
Steinach is brand new. Steinach opened 2022 and it's now a semi-automated spare parts department where we are able to send all the spare parts all over the world. That's also the end of the tour. Wish you a happy day and a happy evening. It's brilliant to see everyone just so happy when you walk through the fair, seeing everyone just laughing, having a good time.
Party is always important. And end of the day, the whole life is a party.
People are coming here from all continents. More than 60 dealers representing more than 50 countries.
I think around about 100 people were involved 6 months before we started with the hotel bookings, and now we have people here from all over the world.
I'm coming from Istanbul.
I'm coming from Poland.
I'm from Philippines.
I'm from Malaysia.
I'm came from Bangladesh.
I'm from Austin, Texas.
I like the friendly people here. I like to see the machine.
I like the beer. I like the pretzels.
People are nice, so it's perfect to be here. I'm from Poland, but we are Sennebogen. We are family.
We've been doing business with them for many years, and we couldn't think of anybody else to do business with.
It's really amazing how the spirit of family goes through our network.
Sennebogen is a company with a great team. And we have an unbelievable resource of talents here. Also musicians, of course.
As an employee of Sennebogen, it's unbelievable to be part of the show.
Sennebogen is a very important ambassador of Straubing in the whole world. It's a very big company, a very successful company. It's a pleasure for me to feel how international this meeting here is, and the people feel very comfortable here.
Es ist ein Vorbild. Hier werden Arbeitsplätze geboten. Hier entsteht Steuerkraft und Wirtschaftskraft. Und ich fühle mich hier wie ein Zwerg. Ich stehe hier neben riesigen Maschinen und auch neben riesigen Gebäuden. Offensichtlich wird hier Großes getan.
This week is an exciting story.
It brings emotions in the partnership.
All these people traveling so far to meet us here in Straubing, it's really a pleasure.
Everybody was excited to have that week, to meet the people here, to see the traffic, what's going on here, to see the demonstrations and the green spirit.
Yeah, I'll get there one day, although I think I might skip the yodeling part. But our film of trip to Milan is almost done, so I'll be bringing that to you sometime next week, and I think you'll agree we made the right choice. Now, lots of people very kindly asking about my other half, Mrs. Demolition News, who's actually in the chat. She's been in agony. Yeah, I was fetching hot water bottles for her all day yesterday and this morning. So her back is on the mend, but it's a slow old process. As Gary has just said, Sennebogen, quite a selection of equipment they produce. They really do. Dan Cullen is mission accomplished at Komatsu 360 munching for a week or two. He's down in Basingstoke. He's got himself a new ride, which is no bad thing. Good news. If you want to top that off, Dan, as you're feeling lucky, please make sure you enter the competition. You can see it across the bottom of the screen there. Also getting lots of answers on our question of the day. I say our question of the day. It's Gary Muirhead's question of the day. What is your favourite thing to do on a Friday night? So please let us know. We'll come back to that at the end of the show.
If you are enjoying this episode, please consider supporting the show. You can leave us a tip at buymeacoffee.com/demolition news.
Yeah, a week or two ago, we brought you a film that showed a young lady driving a Cat ADT. You might remember it was only a week or two ago. The company behind that project has now produced a longer film that charts the construction of a breakwater using the Caterpillar equipment. That was the project she was on. She was a brief clip. This is a much longer version. So, enjoy. Obviously big cat fans over there. Now, we've had a couple of comments there. A thumb would be handy on that cat. We were talking about thumbs yesterday. Not those ones, the hydraulic thumbs. Dan Cullen says that side tipping, not good with boulders. See cab rock if dozing soon wake up. Okay, I think I've got the gist of that. We've had a few entries in for our for our not our question of the day, our prize giveaway, which is for this, the Kent Demolition goodie mug and things. One that I will shout out very quickly, not Dan Cullen, Mick Norton. Mick, I've seen that you've entered on LinkedIn, but I don't think it's come through over here. So you might like to try that again. That might just shake it loose. Nigel Williams joined us. Morning, Nigel. Says, lovely sea defence project. Chris Ford says, some pebbles, those, wonder how much they weigh. A fair bit, I would suggest. And yes, we've had quite a few entries. What are we at now? We're up to 9. Always like to hit double figures for our competitions. We've got 9. I think we may have just gone to 10. We have. So keep them coming in. Mick Norton, if you can hear me, please try entering again, because it's not, for some reason, it's not registering. Now, let me get rid of that. We're coming back in just a second with not Cap, but another equally big brand. Stick around. When Liebherr makes a big mining truck, you just know it's going to be something a bit special. And when Liebherr make a film about that truck, you know that's going to be pretty special too. Take a look at this.
The next generation Liebherr T284 Ultra Class mining truck. With a wealth of knowledge and experience as an OEM, Liebherr has continuously set new benchmarks. Having the lightest empty vehicle weight in the industry means that the T284 is able to move more tons per hour at the lowest cost per ton. Its steel structure with cast components make for a lightweight but durable frame design. Liebherr's vertical integration guarantees high-quality components with increased machine availability. The T284's performance and reliability is impressive in all types of mining operation, especially when fitted with special environmental kits. Liebherr's Litronic Plus drive system reduces cycle times with its flexible and powerful engine options. This intelligent design allows the T284 to perform at maximum payload, efficiency, and speed on grade in any application. Liebherr's focus is on our customers, so we provide exceptional service and support to help them achieve their high expectations. High levels of machine availability are achieved with a design focus on serviceability and supported by 24/7 technical support direct from the factories. Liebherr creates customized service solutions through a global network of dedicated service partners, enabling productive and long-lasting partnerships with our customers. The T284 cab was designed for operator safety and comfort, while innovative operator assist systems make for user-friendly handling and operation. The Liebherr T284, the next level in productivity.
What a truck and what a film. I know a few of you like that. Let's have a look. Nigel Williams says, moving a lot of rock there. Rigid trucks. Takes some getting used to. I've only driven a 100-tonner. I've never been in one quite that big. I've been in one that big. I've just not moved it. 4,000 horsepower. Yeah, that takes some stopping, I bet. Well, that handy walk under and around that machine. And Dan Cullen also says that's some fleet of dump trucks. Yeah, imagine seeing all of those in action in one place. Awesome stuff. Right, we need to crack on. Let's have one of these.
Since the finance bill came into effect in April, the construction industry has seen a surge of fuel thefts. The rising cost of living has placed an additional risk of theft by employees and contractors, as well as opportunistic thieves. By using diesel dye and placing warnings of its use, you are sending a clear message that this is your fuel.
I can tell you, you now have a 1 in 11 chance of winning the Kent Demolition mug, which looks like that. There's stuff inside as well. Mick Norton finally got your entry in, so thank you very much for that. But if you haven't entered already, please just type the word Kent, you know, the county. Just type it in the chat. You see the instructions down below. So I was strolling. I wasn't strolling, I was scrolling last night through YouTube, and I discovered that those fine folks of Komatsu have produced a series of new films on their hydraulic breakers. They cover things like how to store breakers, how to maintain them, and the like. But this was my pick of those films, and it features 8 tips to ensure that you get the very best from your hydraulic breaker.
Hi, my name is Blair Lehman, Product Service Manager at Komatsu. In this episode of instructional videos on hydraulic breakers, I'll provide 8 rules to consider on your hydraulic breaker. Number 1, avoid blank firing as best you can. Blank firing happens when there is no object or material to accept the force of the breaker after firing. The shock waves bounce back up the tool, causing extensive wear and tear to the tool and other breaker components. To prevent blank firing, stop the breaker before the material separates. Number 2, use a breaker only for activities for which it was designed. Not all breakers are designed to maneuver rocks, so check with your manufacturer. Breakers with this capacity are normally fitted with a rock hook or a protective structure around the chuck housing. Number 3, do not use the tool or breaker to lift or pry. It's dangerous and can cause damage to the breaker, tool, and bushings. Number 4, do not allow the excavator cylinders to reach the end of their stroke. They will not tolerate the breaker vibrations in this position. Number 5, in cold weather, always warm up your equipment properly before operating. During extremely low temperatures, store the breaker inside. Number 6, move the tool to new positions often. This helps avoid the powder that can build up under the tool and dampen the shock wave traveling into the material. Number 7, never let the breaker strike on the same spot for more than 15 seconds. Working in one spot too long causes heat buildup in the tool, resulting in loss of tool strength and wear resistance. Number 8, do not immerse the breaker in water or mud to a depth at which the tool is not visible. Contact your dealer for underwater requirements so that your breaker can be equipped with an air pressurization kit. To see more in this series on hydraulic breaker videos, visit us at komatsu.com.
Yeah, as Blair just said, you can go to komatsu.com to see all of those, but you can also go over to their YouTube channel. If you look in the chat now, you can see a direct link to that. There's a whole bunch. As I say, I think there's probably 7 or 8 how-to films, which is very handy for Nigel Williams, who says, I love these how-to videos. I knew all of those rules. I knew all of those rules because I used to work for Rammer and everything else, but it is lovely to get them all in one place. Lovely one to show to rookie operators, I would say. Leslie McGeeky enjoyed it as well. Morning, Leslie. Very informative. Totally agree. This needs to be shown to new operators at tests. Very informative video. Manufacturers, if you're out there, people, particularly operators, love that kind of thing. Let's have some more of those, please. Now, where was I? Yes. There is no gripe of the day today. Excuse me. So instead, I'm going to play you out with one additional cheeky video to send you into the weekend with a smile on your face. We'll be right back after this.
If you would like to buy a limited edition Break Fast show sticker, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/demolition news/extras.
Some companies will go to any lengths to promote their products. In fact, they will use barefaced cheek if necessary. Watch this one very closely because all is not as it seems.
G'day, I'm Luke from Diggerlid. After a long wait, I can finally reveal the Digger Shield on the Komatsu PC18. Let's take a look inside. These Komatsu rear panels are available on the site right now. Things are better when they're covered up.
Oh, the cheek of it. Have to say, hats off to that company for making such an arse of themselves in the name of a good video. Now, we do need to find out who has won our Kent Demolition giveaway. So let me pull up the Dan Cohen. Ha 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 ha. OMG. Yeah, quite right. That was more or less my thoughts on the thing as well. Let me throw up on the screen. I tell you what, let me get rid of this, because as we're about to draw, we don't need that anymore. Let me put that on the screen. There you are. How many entries did we get? I think we ended up with 11. We did end up with 11. So everybody, fingers crossed. Stand by your beds. We're drawing the prize now. Glenn Johnston. Glenn Johnston, you are now the proud owner. Well, you soon will be. You are now the proud owner of that. Kent Demolition, Dave Paget, with his kind regards. There's mints, there's key rings, there's a pen, and obviously there is the mug that it all comes in. Do me a very small favour, would you, Glenn? Excuse me, wrong button. Yeah, do me a small favour, Glenn. Drop me a direct message with your postal address in it, would you? You'll find me on Facebook, you'll find me on LinkedIn, any of those things. Just drop me a direct message and I'll get that in the post. I'm actually going to the post today. Didn't get there yesterday because I've got to send Chris Ford his hat. I've also got to catch up with Chris Ford because I owe him some Kent Demolition stuff as well. So that'll be going in the post for him today. So congratulations, Glenn. Popular winner, Nigel Williams, is a happy bunny. There is, excuse me, Dan Collins. Congratulations, Glenn. Gary Muirhead, congratulations, Glenn. Nigel Williams, congrats, Glenn. And there's Glenn himself. Thanks. Hey, you're welcome, mate. Always a pleasure to have you here and delighted to send you away into the weekend with a prize. Now, I do need to answer a question from, where was he? He's here somewhere. There you are, Dan Cullen. Is there a Saturday show? There wasn't going to be. Do you want one? Should we meet up tomorrow, 10? Can do if you like. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just see how the whole thing pans out. I'll be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Apparently, Dan Cullen has asked, and obviously my wish, or his wish, is my command. So yeah, 10 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be back with a 10 o'clock show. I've no idea why. Yeah, the Saturday social will return tomorrow, apparently. Had no plans to do that. And excuse me, I'll tell you now, I have no script, no agendas, no content in mind. We'll just turn up and do what we normally do. Wing it. We will wing it. Right, that pretty much wraps up the main part of this morning's show. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping salmon-like today. I'm not going gazelle. I'm going salmon-like today. Over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. If you can't stick around for that, then please stay safe. Look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. But if you do have the time and the inclination, stick around. The crack will begin immediately after this word from our key show sponsor. Good morning, one and all. Good morning. Yes, salmon do a lot of leaps. They certainly do. Sound, says Jim Turner. We're working tomorrow, so I'll be listening. Superb. Let's go back. Let's go back to the very beginning of the chat, shall we? And see. Fun enough, first off the mark was, in fact, Jim Turner. Morning, Jim. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow, because apparently I'm doing another show. I've got nothing better to do. My wife is actually out with her parents tomorrow, so I'm free, and I can come and go as I please. I'm a grown-up-ish. So, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, the weather is god-awful. There was, I think our squirrels are on the last knockings. I think they're running around doing their last-minute shopping before they all pop off into hibernation, or whatever it is that squirrels do. But there was one bedraggled-looking squirrel in our back garden this morning. At first glance, it looked like a rat. He was so wet. But good morning to Mr. Squirrel, Nutkin, as we call him in this house. Glenn Johnston, there we are. He was third to arrive, and he was walked away with the prize. Well done, Glenn. Congratulations. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday, everyone. Yeah, there was me thinking today was going to be my last day of the week, and then Dan Cullen happened. Hey-ho. Plenty of entries, I think, for the competition today. I initially started with the wrong question of the day. No, that's not the one. Ken Hatter is here as well. I would imagine Ken doesn't seem to have the rain, which is good to know. There is the winning entry for today's competition. Jim Turner stating the bleeding obvious. Yes, it was yesterday's question. I have to update it in 2 places. Sometimes I forget. I forget quite a bit, actually. There is Gary Muirhead. I hope Mrs. Demolition News is back doing better now. Yes, she's up and about. Still bloody sore, but you know what it's like, bad back. It hurts everything, doesn't it? You can't breathe properly, you can't sneeze, you can't cough. Laying down hurts, sitting up hurts, walking around hurts. So yeah, but she's getting there. You're freezing up bad today, maybe my position. I hope it is, Ken, because we had full signal all through today's show, and I'm watching it on screen at the moment. We seem to be coming through loud and clear, so I think it may have just been where you are. Question of the day. So, question of the day was Gary Muirhead's, and it is, what was your favourite thing to do Friday night? I think we all know what Ken Hatcher's is, but Gary Muirhead himself answered his own question. Takeaway, couple of ciders, and catch up with my favourites on YouTube. Who are your favourites on YouTube? And trust me, I'm not fishing for compliments here. I'd be interested to know. Maybe, I mean, obviously we do our Construction Content Creators Club from time to time, so I'm aware of Ed and Steve and Ben the operator and people like that. But who are you watching? Who is your favourite over on YouTube? Love to hear from you, because I'm almost certainly missing some of these people. Gary Muirhead says, it must be your position, Ken. Everything okay? Everything okay here, mate? Yeah, although, again, the weather is not the best, so maybe that's interrupting the signal a little bit. I hope Mrs. Demolition News is feeling better. She's on the mend. Thank you very much indeed for asking. Nigel Williams also says, morning, gents. Didn't get to listen to his latest podcast yesterday because I was feeling inspired. And if you'd like to read the article that was the result of that inspiration, you can do so over on Demolition Insider. My other half, Ruth, Mrs. Demolition News, answered the question of the day. What do you look forward to on a Friday? Not cooking. Seems fair. Looks like an awesome day and a fantastic show. Wow, yeah, that was Sennebogen. Have to say, I was a little bit disappointed that I couldn't make that one. But the toss-up was Germany or Italy, but it was also get paid or not get paid. I went with the paid. Sue me. Chris Ford says Friday night is chippy night, feet up and hopefully a restful night in front of the TV. Chippy night, yeah, chippy teas all round. What a fantastic idea. Kind of tempted with that myself now, actually. Gary Muirhead, thank you. It's been agony. Yes, you know what women are like when they're ill. Lay it on with a trowel, don't they? I've got to go and face her in a minute. Good God. Morning, guys. Hope Mrs. Demolition News is on the mend. She is on the mend. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, great, aren't you? Quite a selection of equipment they produce. Wow, yeah. Sennebogen's one of those weird companies, I think. I wouldn't say they fly under the radar, but I think people tend to know Sennebogen for bits. I think if you're in the crane business, you know Sennebogen for their cranes. If you're in materials handling, you know them for those, the dock cranes and that kind of thing, and the scrap handlers. If you're in demolition, you know them for that. It's only when they host an open day like that, or a couple of open days like that, it's like, bloody hell, they really do make a lot of kit. Fantastic company as well. Missed out on catching up with my mate Alexander over there, but such is life. Dan Cullen, I sent your job on WhatsApp, says Graham Footy Williams. Morning, Graham. Mission accomplished. Komatsu 360 munching for a week or two. I'm going to guess that is with Redhead Demolition. Good news. Nigel Williams, question of the day. Depends on Saturday work. No work, then either daddy daycare, spend time with my 5-year-old daughter, or adulting weekend, then I like to drink wine and thank the Lord for an end to the chaos. Which is exactly what I do at about 11 o'clock every day. Oh, thank the Lord for the end to the chaos. Lots of people very pleased for Dan Cullen back into work where he belongs. Question of the day. On a Friday night, I get and go on Netflix or YouTube and watch Diggers and Dozers videos and other construction equipment videos. As I say, let us know. Who is it you're watching? Are they good? I mean, obviously I'm aware of people like Awesome Earth Movers and Build It over in the States, Pushy Six and so on down the line. But who are you watching? Love to get to understand that. Kent, now I've got to drive to the dentist, says Graham. Entered the competition, didn't quite make it. Do you know, I'm quite surprised at this. That's 2 days on the trot. We've had somebody being pro-thumb. I don't mean that one. I mean the one on your bucket. I thought it was a straight Americans love them, Brits hate them. Apparently, not quite as clear cut as that. Let's have a look. There's Leslie McGeechy. We do need to get you a prize at some point, Leslie, because you are a regular here, and I don't think you've won anything yet. About time you did. Question of the day. I just can never wait till Monday mornings. Love Mondays when everyone is glum. I'm on fire. I have to say I'm a bit the same. I don't like, I do an early start on a Monday, or a particularly early start on a Monday, because I have a newsletter to get out on a Monday morning. And it's pre-prepared, but I actually have to sit there and physically send it. But once I'm actually up and out of the bed and I'm pressing buttons, yeah, I'm rocking and rolling on a Monday morning. Does anybody have a favourite day of the week? I have to say, I think Friday is probably still my favourite, but Sundays aren't bad either. Dan, if you want know anyone wants a job in Bishop Stortford, there's a job going. I sent it to you on WhatsApp. Thank you very much indeed for that, Graham. There's Lou Dennison. Morning, Lou. Thank you very much indeed for your entry. Not successful this time, but there you are. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is the breakwater that's being constructed in the States. It looks like an awesome job to be involved in. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. That's one that you take the kids to and say, I built that. Tidy bit of work, says Leslie. Totally agree. Funnily enough, tidy bit of work, says Dan Cullen. Yeah, totally agree. Very tidy work seems to be the phrase of the moment. There you are. 3 people all saying the same thing. Nigel Williams saying, lovely sea defence project. Chris Ford, some pebbles those. I wonder what they weigh. Several tons would be my guess. Several tons. Although I guess if you've got to withstand tides and stuff, you kind of need a bit of weight in there as well, don't you? A few more entries for our competition of the day. All unsuccessful, I'm afraid. Mick Norton, apologies for that, Mick. I don't know what was going wrong with the link from LinkedIn over to our chat. I could see your entry over on LinkedIn, clear as day. It came through on my computer, but it didn't come through on the chat down the side. And I was just concerned that it wouldn't be registered. You got in under the wire, still didn't win, unfortunately. Yeah, back onto the Liebherrs. That's some fleet of dump trucks. Totally agree. Moving a lot of rock there. Rigid trucks take some getting used to. Now, Nigel does come back on the Liebherr thing in just a second. There he is. I love tech, but there are limits to its usefulness, I feel. Those trucks are loaded with quite a lot of unnecessary tech. Unnecessary? Anybody else got any thoughts on that? Love to hear from you. Yeah, should you want to go and see all those other instructional videos from Komatsu, that's where you find them. It is literally youtube.com/Komatsu Construction. Simple as that. Nice and easy. that is a problem I see with a lot of operators. I think that relates back to the Komatsu how-to video. There is Nigel Williams. Love these how-to videos. Yeah, one of the things I think that the manufacturers miss out on is they tend to look at a video as one big, all-encompassing thing. And I don't think most people are going to sit down for 10, 15, 20 minutes and watch a video that takes you through one end to the other of a machine, all the nuts and bolts and the various features and benefits and everything else. What people will do, though, is those bite size. So I think Komatsu very sensibly there have come up with 6, 7, possibly even 8 different videos and said, okay, this is how you maintain your breaker. This is how you store your breaker. This is how you operate your breaker. All these little bits and pieces, all of which I think are invaluable. And I think they would make perfect things to be able to send to people, operators, obviously, to rookie operators in particular, but even more experienced guys, send them to them on their phone and let them have a run through them. Maybe watch one a day. All good reminders. Love them. This needs to be shown to new operators at tests. That's a very informative video. Leslie McGee, he said exactly the same thing. There's Dan Cullen press ganging me into doing a show tomorrow. I don't mind. I have nothing better to do, so yes, I'll be here. Dan Cullen says, ha 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 ha. Oh my god, yeah. I think that was relating to the guy with his rear end hanging out for the final video. I do think that was very good, I have to say. Yeah, lots of people saying that they are going to be around tomorrow. We're working tomorrow. There's Jim Turner again, actually. Top soiling and Saturday show. Hey, we aim to please. Let's have a look. Dan Cullen. Well, at least the ducks will be happy bunnies these days. Yeah, I happen. Sorry, well, not really. I don't mind. Dan Cullen again, like the hoodie. You funny bugger. There you are. You can see it in all its glory there. It's a Joker thing. I don't know. Just seemed like a good idea at the time. YouTube favourites, Gary Muirhead. Is that Owl's Digger Diary? D&J Projects, Professional Struggler, that's a fantastic name, and Saving Salvage. All interesting. I don't know any of those, so I'm going to set that comment to one side and go and have a look. As I say, I do tend to watch quite a lot of... I watch instructional videos, but on things like film production and sound and live streaming and that kind of thing. But I do occasionally like to just sit there and well, if I'm not watching videos of that, I'm often watching videos of music that nobody else has ever heard of from the 1980s. And then between times, I go and find diggers, often from manufacturers, which is fantastic. But I do like to get the perspective of the guys, which is why I love, Steve Williamson and people like that. Also, Ollie Guns. I think Ollie Guns has got a fantastic channel. Ben Wade, Ben the operator, awesome job. Who else do I watch? Also do Connor the Digger Driver, although I tend to do him over on Instagram. But yeah, all good stuff. And obviously, I get a sneak preview of most of what he does, but I also tune into Diggers and Dozers on a fairly regular basis because, frankly, Fred enjoys the views. Why would you not? So, people, that should just about do us, actually. I don't know quite what happened today. The start of the show was really, really slow. I think Jim Turner arrived. I think for the first minute or so, we had literally one viewer. And then when the show was over, it went off the charts. It was like everybody just turned up for a chat. I don't mind that. It'll be handy for tomorrow. That's exactly what we're going to do. Weirdly, this happens quite a bit. Gary Muirhead comments not coming up on my screen. That is weird. That is very strange. I don't know why that would be. The problem is, I mean, when you think about the complexity of this, I'm broadcasting this to, let me think, 3 Facebook locations, to Twitter, to YouTube, and to LinkedIn. So I'm relying on third-party software to broadcast. That third-party software is then relying on another 5 or 6 different platforms to put it out, and then obviously we're relying on the connection that you guys have got with those platforms as well. There's a lot of variables in there. Let's have a look. Paul Deegan says dig. Okay. Break time. Paul, you've arrived literally as I'm about to close things up, so apologies for that. We start at 10 a.m. I'm sure you're aware of that, and I realise that doesn't always coincide with everybody's schedules. Now, that's interesting. Your Facebook didn't show at 10 a.m. That's very weird. Certainly should have done. But I'll be back. I will be here at 10 a.m. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm telling you now, face to face, right down the camera. I will be here at 10 a.m. You better come with some subjects to discuss, because I've got nothing. I have no plans to do it whatsoever, but I'm more than happy to sit and chew the fat. Have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your Friday morning and evening. Yeah, Kent, enjoy your pizza tonight. Join us if you can tomorrow. Yes, I'm going to go to the post office and get both Chris Ford and Glenn Johnson their prizes off. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. That's a perfect way to end it. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, if you're around. If not, I'll see you again on Monday. Till then, everybody, have a fantastic day. All the best.